There you are. Hey guys, welcome back to Deadwood Garage. My apologies. I know it's been a hot minute since I've had a video put out. As you can see by the chaos in my garage right now, it's been a busy month or so. Life has been life and been in the way. We've had a whole bunch of crappy weather. Damn near negative temperatures there for a little while, and then down on the single digits. Just made it almost impossible to get out here and work. And then a bunch of things happened, one after the other. I ended up trying to remodel my kitchen. Came out really nice. My son's first birthday. Big deal, of course.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Yummy.
Oh, he's loving it. He saw strawberries. He's like, oh,
He's sending his documents.
I had my birthday too in the mix, and then yeah, I got my tattoo as well. It's been a busy month or so, but the good news is today is a beautiful day. I got the garage doors open. It's like 53, 54 degrees out here. Yeah, it's time to get something done on this thing. First things first though, I have got to clean this chaos up. So I'm gonna get the garage cleaned up. We'll get this thing back on the jack stands and we can start plotting out the floors. So stick around. We'll put some floors in this thing. And a nice little addition to the shop. I did get a new 20-ton press with a press brake. That will come in handy for bending some of the heavier plates that we're going to use to build the floor braces with. And of course, I had to sticker it up with all the good stuff, because you know, is it really a piece of shop equipment if you don't have stickers all over it? And I got that kind of leveled out in the corner. All right guys, well, we got the car back on the jack stands, got the garage cleaned back up pretty well, except for a piece of airline. And got that wiring harness moved all the way forward. Started messing around. I didn't think to grab the camera, but been running into an issue where certain parts of the body are where the fiberglass is delaminating from the steel. I've ran into a bunch of places like this. I'm trying to get fixed up. This one, as you can see, I got it all clamped back together. Normally I would use something like a panel bond or something, but what I'm using right now is actually even stronger than panel bond. This is marine grade 5200 adhesive sealant, and once that sets up overnight, we'll have to cut the excess off with a knife. You won't get that back apart as long as it bonds to the two surfaces, which I tried to get in there and clean it the best I could, and then smeared a bunch in there and clamped it down. That won't come back apart, and it will be somewhat flexible. There'll be a little bit of flex to the, because it is a silicone sealant, so it'll help maybe absorb any vibrations or any stress that might be on that spot. Now, got all my tools are back where they belong. All the air ride stuff is on a impromptu shelf up there. Even threw a little light there for the press. Had an extra one of these sitting around. There we go. So we can illuminate the press. We're using that press brake hopefully soon. The big thing that I have to deal with now. All right, so on both sides, this seam right here needs to be welded back together. The lower part of the rocker right here, this came over like this, and then this upper half came down, and they were spotted together all along through here, and that's what made the lower rocker and turned it into the floor pan. We cut it out, we cut right down through there, and yeah, we got to get all that welded back together. This area right here, I actually moved out. I don't know what I ran into. Somewhere, I think it was the front or back, I ran into something that wasn't letting me cut. So I ended up moving a little bit. And yeah. So this is actually still together right here. I may just leave that together, I don't know. But you can kind of get an idea of how that worked, not counting the different layers where the car was extended out. But this also gives you an idea of what I'm combating with in this car. You can kind of, a little spot right there. Yeah, there's the floor. Again, there's the floor. This is just rotted. Same way on that side. It's all, get out of there. Get all rotted out. Just dealing with a ton of rust everywhere in the car. And again, we've got a little bit of panel separation here, mainly because the fiberglass is missing from this spot, clearly from rust. I haven't even pulled this out all the way yet because I haven't been brave enough to find out what's under there right now. That's a problem for later. This gives you an idea of the level of rust that we're dealing with. You can see the big hole in the rocker right there. Another big hole in the rocker. Now up there, the rocker's good. The bottom of this door starting to rot. I think this is salvageable though. From the outside, a little bit of surface rust, couple spots maybe going all the way through on this side. Now on this side, you can see that the rocker itself is actually in surprisingly good shape on the passenger side. We're good there. The bottom of the factory Fleetwood door is still in good shape. Now the extension door on this side is gone. Just, this is cheese whiz through here, and you can see my big gaping hole there. And on the inner structure, as you can see, just gone. The inner structure is completely gone there. Here, this is the inner and the outer, just toast. So as you can guess, all of that rust is extremely depressing. It's a lot of work. I have to keep reminding myself that this car is here for a good time, not a long time. I was starting with a pile of rust. It's a bathtub coach, which I know it's a coach. Any coach is worth saving, but it's a bathtub, mid-90s coach. These are semi-common. And it seemed like these were built really at the height of funeral car production, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to look at production numbers, but looking back in the, we'll say in the 70s on earlier, those cars seem to have a little extra built to them. I don't know how to put it. They were just a little extra care, maybe. I don't know how to, without sounding mean, I'm not trying to beat up on S&S or any of the manufacturers. But in the 90s, it seemed like the quality of the car went downhill. They were just built quickly to get out the door and get to the funeral home, get to business. When I see cars from the 50s and the 60s getting torn apart and rebuilt, Old Iron Workshop's a prime example. His 50, I think it's a 52 coach. Seeing how that car was built. And granted, I don't expect a car in the 90s to be built like a car in the 50s, but as far as the coach work is concerned, the craftsmanship in the coach work was so much better than the craftsmanship in the coach work of a 90s coach. So I'm just putting this out here. I'm just putting it out here. Do not expect to see a Concours award-winning build here. That's not what this car is. This car, I'm almost this close to just bug bombing the whole thing flat black and beating it. It will get beat. It will get driven. It will get used. It will get laid out on the pavement at 70 mile an hour, shooting 100 yards of sparks out behind it, scaring the living daylights out of children and old people as it drives down the road. That's the purpose of this build. I would like to get the body straight enough that I can get a good paint job and be a good 10, 12 foot car. It's a 90s car, so patina isn't really a thing for the 90s. Not like a 50s or 60s coach where patina would be acceptable. Can't tell. I don't have anything against patina. But 90s coaches, 90s cars don't really do the patina thing. So the next step in this project, I can't talk, is we need to start getting those seams welded back together and get this one by one here welded into the body and start getting places to start putting some body mounts, get some structure into it. Then we can get our seat bolts in, find out where the seats are going to sit, drill holes for that. And hopefully the shifter will be here shortly. That way we know where the shifter is going to land. And then we start putting some sheet metal down. Like I said, guys, when it comes to the floors in this thing and the sheet metal work, I'm not trying to win any awards. I'm trying to keep it dry, exhaust fumes out. It's going to be sealed. There's going to be a lot of rust that's just left there. We'll try to hit it with some rust converting primer, some stop rust spray just to help slow it down. But again, this car is not going to be built for the long time. It's here for a good time. And when the good time is over, I'll probably pull the airbags, air management, some goodies out of it. And then this carcass can go down and live the rest of its days in the field of a haunted house somewhere. The hydro would probably have a ball with it. I'll pick a lot of the stuff I had done out, scrap the rest. Hopefully, in the semi-near future, with the next few years, I'll be able to get my hands on a stacked headlight hearse. That's the dream. The stacked headlights, was it 64, I think is when it started, 64 to 68. The most prevalent, like 65, 66, 67. Those are the most prevalent ones. If I can get my hands on one of those, this thing's out the door. I mean, if I were to get one, it doesn't run, whatever. I got a good running LT1 in here. 4L80 or 4L60 transmission. I will jerk the motor out of this thing in a heartbeat. I will take everything I've done to this car that I can reuse out of this car. And again, this will go to the scrapyard, and that 66, 67, 65, whatever, would come in and get the donor and get transplanted. But yeah, so next up, we'll get the welder out, get the grinders out, and we'll start trimming that seam up, get it pinched back together, and get it welded up. I'm going to start on that hopefully tomorrow after work. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I got some tools collected. Got the welder. Got some cutoffs. Wire wheel down here. The old flap attack. I'm going to start getting some of this seamed back together, get some of this extra material cut out of here, get it all cleaned up, and attempt to get things ready to get a floor in this car. So yeah, sit back, put some music on, some time lapse, and make some shit happen here. guys, this gives you an idea of what I'm after. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I did scratch my frame a little bit. That's okay, we'll touch it up. But we're just closing that seam up. Just boxing this back together. I gotta get this lip out of here yet. Still got some more trimming to do and go all the way up there. And then rinse and repeat on that side. I'm not gonna bore you guys with watching this. Even in time lapse, it can't be that entertaining. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this side finished up. Might throw a quick little time lapse of me doing some work on the other side, and then we'll meet at the end of that and see how some 1x1 is gonna fit in here. So stay tuned. Real quick, I want to give a huge shout out to Dave and Colleen. Dave actually watches the channel, so dude, thank you so much for the fridge. I made a joke post on Facebook about just want to be successful enough I have my own refrigerator in my garage. And I said, because I have such a small garage, a mini fridge would be just fine. Colleen hit me up, said, hey, we got a mini fridge, you can have it. So they brought it over today in their hearse. I should have got video of that. Of course, I had to throw a little goodness on the front. But we've got it stocked up now already. It's ice cold already. Got some teas, water, and of course, plenty of Red Bull to get some stuff done. On that note, we're back out here. Let's see what we got here. We have the entire passenger seam welded up, front to back. Now we just gotta get this driver's side seam welded up. And don't mind the brace. I think we might have a torn rotator cuff going. Might have overdid it at work a couple weeks ago. It's been bothering me for a few weeks, and the brace was at my chiropractor's recommendation, so it might help avoid surgery. So that's the hopes. It doesn't kill me, but it isn't the most comfortable thing in the world, the way my shoulder feels. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. On that note, I'm gonna play some tunes, crack open a fresh can of Bull. And we're gonna get rocking and rolling on this driver. Got the other seam all welded up, kind of matched this, and then I went ahead and cut my first piece of 1x1, so we're gonna get that fitted in here and see how that goes. All right, unfortunately I'm not feeling the greatest, so I'm not sure how much I'm actually get done today, but hopefully a fresh can of Red Bull will revitalize me, and we can get a little something going here. Now, one problem I do have is I am lacking on some quarter plate. I meant to get to the metal supply house last week, never did, unfortunately. So I do not have any 1x1 plate. I have a very small amount of 1x1 plate in-house. And I kind of need that to build the plates to mount the motor mount or the body mounts to. But if I at least get this started, we might get some. Looks like I got easier route would probably be to trim this out, but I don't want to remove too much metal from here. You guys probably can't see it. How about that? I don't want to remove too much metal from the B pillar. I'm already missing a fair bit down here, so I do know the 1x1 will fit in there. I think a little bit of weld might be what's holding me up. Try to massage it in. Yeah, it looks like just a little bit of that weld is what's holding me up right there. So, I might have to get the angle grinder out and just touch the very top of that. I thinking? Oh, oh, come on now. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Hey, there we are. Okay. Man. Well, give us a good starting point, I guess. Yeah. You can dig that. I can work with that. Heck yeah. Yes, sir, yes, sir. I think we can work with that. Good fit there, good fit there. All right. Well, I guess the next step is we'll get the welder out and get this set in here permanently. So we'll switch over to some time lapse and get some welding going. Alright guys, there we go. Got our 1x1 in place. I left some places unwelded because I know I'm gonna have to come out like right here. I'm gonna come out with a square, and this is where we'll have a body mount welded to the frame. So I'll have some 1x1 coming out here, boxing that in to support it, and then going out to the center. And it's right about where my wall, the partition wall, is gonna be. So I do plan on running a angle brace down behind the partition wall to the B pillar, just to help kind of stiffen that up. But there's the start. That's a 1x1 welded in there. No, it's not perfectly straight. I know that. The car's not perfectly straight. But again, we're not building this car for the long time. We're building it for the good time. Now, you may be wondering why I have this here and like how I'm gonna do the door seals. That's pretty simple. We'll run the door seal traditional down to this point. You know, come out to about here and stop. Once the floor is all in, I will make custom stainless sill plates that will, make an entrance. Make them out of like probably 1/8 inch stainless. We'll brush it, make it look pretty. Maybe even try to acid etch it with a little bit of like a Deadwood logo in there or something. We'll be doing that for all 4 doors. So we'll have the door seal on the body side to this point, and then coming back here and going back up. And then underneath, when we put this back together, we will put a rubber strip down there to seal the bottom of the door off. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, stick around. Hopefully soon we'll be getting to that point. But yeah, there we go. Just gotta rinse and repeat the other side, and then we can start putting some cross members in. Hey guys, as I'm sitting here kind of editing these videos and putting everything together, I'm realizing that right now I have about an hour's worth of edited content ready to upload. Now, I don't want to watch me for an hour straight, so I don't blame you for not wanting to watch me for an hour straight. The problem is that I got an hour's worth of content, but I don't have floors in this thing yet. So I think I'm going to end the video here. This was where I kind of knocked off for the night anyway. Came back the next day and started working on the frame side of things. So I'm gonna close this video off here. I have the next video ready to be uploaded, which will be uploaded shortly, and we'll get all the frame side stuff done. I had to make new mounts for the center body mount right here. I had to plate over the front of the frame for the front body mounts, and got to use the new press brake, all that good stuff. So we'll make that a second video, and then hopefully part 3, which I'm out here today working on now, will be us getting the rest of this 1x1 in the car and hopefully laying sheet metal down. By then I'll have my sheet metal brake will be here. Hopefully my buddy will bring over the bead roller, or I can go get it from him, and we can start getting sheet metal laid in this car by the weekend. Also, some good news from Summit. My low car floor shifter is shipped and should be here, I think, Friday. A little bummed it's not the 32-inch tall boy I wanted. I wanted a shifter, like if I'm sitting in the car, I wanted the shifter up here. But that is still back ordered. It's been back ordered for over a month, and I just finally said, you know what? They had the 23-inch length in stock. I said, let's cancel the 32 and we'll go with the 23. That's still gonna put the top of the shifter like at the dashboard height, so it'll still look pretty cool. And then maybe down the road I can buy the longer shift lever and we can install it. But having the base of the shifter here is the most important part, because once that's located on the transmission, I know where I need to cut my hole out for the shifter to go through. So that'll be a big thing. I'll be here this weekend, and we can get these floors hopefully wrapped up in part 3, and that will be a huge step forward into getting this car back on the road. So I definitely appreciate you watching this video to the end. If you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up, comment, tell me if I'm doing anything wrong, which I probably am, because I don't know what I'm doing. It's the first time I've ever done a project like this big, with this much rust, and on this unique of a vehicle. So leave some comments, let me know if you like what I'm doing, you hate what I'm doing, or if I should be doing it differently. Let me know. And tune in. Part 2 will be up here shortly, and hopefully beginning of next week, part 3 will be live. So again, thank you so much.